You won't need a soulmate when you discover that you are your own soulmate. And I feel like I've been hearing many people on the internet, especially, talking about, oh, he's my soulmate, oh, she's my soulmate. But what does it actually mean to have a soulmate? What does the definition of a soulmate mean? That means that it's one person who's tied to your soul. And that is not what you want. That's not what you want in life. One person tied to your soul. If one person's tied to your soul, you will be missing out on so many opportunities, and you will quite literally be moving yourself into a lower energy space. You're going to be in a lower frequency if you have that mentality that that person is my soulmate. And by having that mentality, you're also going to get much more hurt. You're going to have much more trauma, much more painful experiences by having that limiting belief of, oh, they're my soulmate. And why is that bad? Why is that a negative thing? Well, first off, you have to understand, people change. People are subject to their own minds and their own energy frequencies. Somebody could be the most perfect person you know. Somebody could be doing so much for you, and then the next second they snap out of it. The next second they become evil, they become distant. That's all because everybody has their own energy field, and everybody puts out their own energy, and the energy comes back to them. So if you have that belief that you have a soulmate and that they're waiting for you, that's the energy you're putting out. You're putting out that there's one person, and that one person doesn't exist. That your soulmate is yourself. You have to understand that. Nobody else can truly understand you for who you are and equate the same value to you as yourself. Nobody will actually love you for who you truly are except for yourself. And if you believe in God, then that's God as well. But technically, God is yourself. But well, we can get into that later in another video. But why do I see thinking of soulmates as such a negative thing? Now, I used to have that limiting belief where any person that would come into my life, I'd believe that they are my soulmate, that they were meant to be, basically. I'd be nitpicking little details, little aspects that I noticed, like, oh, they did this one thing, they're so similar to me, they blah, 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 whatever. Most people, the thing you gotta understand, most people will be more similar to you than different from you. That's just how people are. Most people are just have very similar aspects to themselves. Like, if you meet somebody, obviously they're gonna have many similarities to you, and if you think about the differences that they have from you and the similarities, there's definitely gonna be more similarities. That's with anybody, but you're just putting a pedestal on that person. That's what you're doing when you think you have a soulmate. You're putting a pedestal on a person who is morally unjust, morally has the same values as any other person, and you're over evaluating them. And that was a problem that I had for a very large part of my life. I'd view everybody as my soulmate, but once I started to detach and realize that I am my own true soulmate, I am the only person who can truly love myself, and I have to be self-sustaining, that will attract new people into your life. And the thing with soulmates, I believe that the way you got to look at people is not whether they're your soulmate or not, it's that they're a lesson. The person who you believe to be your soulmate will likely be a lesson to you. And your soulmate is your inner consciousness, which will and the universe, which will send out these people who need to teach you lessons and teach you things to understand. I used to be a very lustful person. The universe sent out a person who ruined that perception of lust for me, changed that perception of lust for me. Then I became a very attached person. I would attach myself to temporary things. And what the universe did, they sent somebody who I got myself attached to through their usage of manipulation and their understanding of human nature. I got attached to that person, and that person ended up leaving me. And what that did for me is it allowed me to get rid of my attachment issues. So you have to stop searching for your soulmate, and you have to start understanding that everybody who enters your life will leave you with a lesson. And even if that one person, that very special person, does enter your life and doesn't leave your life, that's still a lesson to you. They will teach you things, they will guide you, and you just can't allow yourself to become so unfathomably obsessed with one person, because that will end up hurting you in the long run, and that will make you run out of your spiritual energy. Yeah, what you have to do is become comfortable with being lonely and with being by yourself, because truly that's when you grow. Truly that's when you change. Not when you think you've found your soulmate because they're the ones cut out for you. That's not when you grow. That's not when you truly discover things. That's not when you're truly happy. And if you think about it, most of the time when you get so attached to one person, it's not because they make you happy all the time. It's because they fluctuate your emotions. 1 second you're sad when you're with them. 1 second you're happy when you're with them. 1 second you're angry when you're with them. That's just what they do. That's how they get you attached. And the second you allow that person to leave your life, the second you allow that person to show you who they truly are, that's when you become truly happy and content. Because that's when you understand, oh, I truly only got myself. And many people, they don't even value relationships for what they are. They just find themselves very lustful. And what I've noticed, even with some of my friends, or not really friends, but people that I used to talk to, is that they say, oh, I'm just gonna go out and fuck all these girls until I find my soulmate. And that's an even worse mentality, because first off, when you're putting out that energy to the universe, that's what you're getting back. You're getting back all these lustful girls, and when you're finally ready to settle down for a relationship, all that lustful energy that you sent out comes back in the form of karma. And what will happen to you is the universe will send you somebody who will play you, somebody who will treat you like shit, and you'll stop believing in soulmates. You'll start understanding the laws of karma, and that if you want something that will truly bring you up as a person, you have to go through that suffering, and you can't just be focused solely on pleasure, because you're just never going to be happy. And I even know women who are like that. I know women who are so lustful, and they talk about, oh, I'm going to get married, I'm going to find my soulmate, I just want to have fun while I'm young. That doesn't work. You need to work on yourself so the universe sends you the right person. And even for me, I started working on myself, and there's so many Jezebel spirits, so many evil entities that entered my life. And well, whether they're evil or not is up for debate, but the people that entered my life definitely messed up my perception of many things, but that is a good thing. Many people will put down other people for doing evil things to them, and many people will start hating people and start doing other people wrong because they've been done wrong. But that will bring you to the same low level of energy as the person that did you wrong. That'll just amplify them. It'll make them stronger, it'll make you weaker, and it'll bring that energy back into your life. Whenever you get done wrong, what I want you to do is understand where that person's coming from, understand all the pain and suffering that person has gone through in their life, or just acknowledge that they're a Jezebel spirit. But what you don't want to do is hate them. You have to treat them as a lesson. Even if you thought they were your soulmate, even if you thought they were the one, you have to understand that you're the one for yourself. Everybody that enters your life will be a lesson. Nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary. Everything will be a lesson to you. And as you grow as a person, you'll begin understanding what lessons are taught from what people. And you'll be able to differentiate all the people who have evil energy from all the people who genuinely want good for you. And even those people who genuinely want good for you will not be in your life forever, because your life needs to teach you lessons. You're not meant to be this happy, never sad. You need sadness. Sadness builds you. Sadness makes you stronger. And the strength is what you need. The strength is what will make you content in life. You don't want to be happy, you want to be content. You want to be able to thrive in the sadness, thrive in the anger, thrive in the pain, and finally thrive in the happiness. Back to what I was saying. Treat everybody as a lesson. See through them. Understand what their intentions are. If you need to learn the laws of power, the 48 laws of power, that's a very popular book. It'll help you see through people. And that's not the only book. There's many videos on this. need to understand how to see through people, to see what people's true intentions are. You need to see what type of people you're dealing with and why you're dealing with them, and you need to let certain people enter your life to hurt you, because that's what will genuinely change you. That's what will boost you. And you can't be only thriving off that motivation from people who hurt you in order to prove yourself better to them. You have to genuinely use that to detach from them, detach from whatever they did to hurt you, and learn that as a lesson. You can't become them. You have to learn and become the opposite of them. Here's an example. Let's say somebody cheated on you. What most people will do is they become a cheater. Like, you listen to all these rappers like Future and those people. They become players because they've been hurt and done dirty. But those are the most stupid people. Future isn't smart. Future isn't intuitive for doing that. If I promise you, he's just as empty as 99% of people. All that money, all those chicks, they don't mean nothing. He feels empty inside, just like 99% of people who haven't ascended yet. And he takes things wrong. He takes them the wrong way. What a truly smart individual would do in that situation. Okay, I got cheated on. I have to understand how to see through this person and how to see through people who are like them, and understand the patterns that they presented upon themselves and the patterns that they showed to me, and how to look for patterns in other people and in other situations so that the same thing doesn't happen. And you also have to become detached. That's one of the hardest but most important things you can do. And back to my example with Future. He definitely is detached. He doesn't care about these women. He doesn't care about what people think of him. But that's not the right type of detachment. It's not about not caring. It's about not letting it affect you. If you don't care about anything, then those blessings won't come into your life. You have to care. You have to nurture. You have to love. But you can't let things that are out of your control you. And that's all for today.